and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some tips that I've learned in my study periods of how to maximize the productivity of your study time. It's quite dark today, isn't it? Yeah. It's getting dark outside and I want to film this video today while I have the time. I mean, it is 8 o'clock and it's getting dark. The only light I have is currently coming from my computer. So this video will be a bit dark. It's probably going to get darker from outside, and then if the computer turns off, it'll just go pitch black. But if I go over to the dark side, I will try and keep the lighting up somehow. Yeah, starting lower sixth, you find that you've got some new periods in your timetable. You've got some blanks for study. As you can see with my timetable right beside me here, all these blank periods except for those two, those are games. But every other blank period is a study period where I go to the sixth form study and work. So yeah, they're very important periods. They're very important spots in your timetable because the workload is getting far more intense as you get into sixth form, and especially in upper sixth. I've heard the work is really intense. You've got more studying, you've got more learning to do, but you have less time. You've got less time than GCSEs to learn it all, but now you have these extra study periods which you need to use properly. You need to make sure that you get the most done in these study periods, so that you're able to keep on top of your work and get your best marks. And you also can have potential relaxation after a stressful day in these study periods, depending on where it is and how much work you have to do. Let's explore what to do in study. Number 1, revise. Simple enough, revise. If you've finished your topic in class, make notes on it pretty much as soon as you possibly can. It means you don't forget the stuff. It goes into your long-term memory because you've written something about it. I find for me personally that if I write something down, it gets stuck in my head a lot more than saying it or looking at it. Sometimes for me, highlighting will get into my head, but usually writing it out is a very good method of just getting it into your mind. Then you've got far too much work to do in sixth form, to be honest, in school and at home. So make notes in study, and then when you get home, you can do all your homeworks. You can do further study, you can do background research. Apparently in my maths class we have to look at the history of maths, for us further maths statistics, that is. Yeah, you can make notes in study, which means that you don't have to do that at home if you get them all done. Depends on how many periods of study you have. I think I have 8 a week. Some people have 16, will have 8 more than me if they do 3 subjects. That's just how our school works it. So in my school, how study works, we have a 35-minute class, or 30 depending on when it is in the timetable, and we study for 25 minutes. The teacher, Mr. Harvey, really nice guy, he gives us a 25-minute period where we work, and then either side of that there's some time where you can come in or leave, where obviously it's going to be a bit more unsettled, so there's no study during that time unless you really want to. So you get a break for approximately 7 to 10 minutes, just depends how many people come and how many people go, and then you study for 25 minutes. So what I do is I study solidly for the 25 minutes. I make sure I get work done in those 25 minutes. Just 25 minutes is actually really not that long. And then enjoy the breaks. Now, sometimes I will have class and I have to run off and I don't get the break. Sometimes I'm coming in, have study and then leave straight away. However, on Wednesday I have triple study and then I have another one later, which means that I work for 25 minutes, take a break, go fill up my water bottle or something like that, and then come back, work straight again, and then maybe talk to someone in the 5-minute break, and then work straight again. Just means you get a lot of work done. Also, what I do is I actually split up the study periods. For example, today I did my first study period in further maths, my second study period in biology, my third study period also was biology because I've got 2 different teachers and 2 different bits of work to do. And then my fourth one, I actually scripted this video, which is quite ironic because it's probably not the best use of my study time. However, got this work done. Work is more hobby, but got this on my 4th period of study. To be fair, I didn't have much more work to do, so I finished all my biology notes and further math notes earlier. So the 4th period of study, I scripted this video. Number 2, previse. Now obviously this is a word I made up, by the way. I don't know if it exists or not, I haven't looked that up, but previse. If you have nothing left to revise and you have your textbook and you say you're finding a class a bit hard, like biology, say you're going, I don't understand this thing, could be, I don't understand how a condensation reaction works, don't understand how hydrolysis works, how does this, I don't get it. look through your textbook and familiarise yourself with it. Or say you're just finding a class hard in general to keep up. Now this is a key point. If you're struggling to keep up in the class, read ahead in your textbook in your study period, maybe only about 2 or 3 pages in the textbook, but that'll get you a really good grounding for your next class, which means that you're not going to be left behind. You're actually going to have an idea for what you're going to be doing before you do it in class, which is pretty useful whenever you are struggling. It means you know what's coming up, you know what to expect, and you're that bit ahead so you can understand it better when the teacher teaches it to you. It's much easier to understand, and you're familiarising yourself with the work. You're spending more time with the subject, and according to my biology teacher, the more hours you spend with a subject, not necessarily revising it, more just looking over it, like reading through a textbook, all the hours add up and you get a better grade overall, and you understand the topic so much more just by spending time with it. Number 3, homework. Now my school did say that we shouldn't really be doing homework and study. However, if you have a lot of homework, specifically for like the next day, and you haven't got it all done, or say you happen to have a day where you get like 6 homeworks and you think there's no way I'm going to be able to get this done, get it over and done, get at least one over and done within study, get some homework done, but only if you do intend to study at home later, because there's no point, according to our school, there's no point in doing your homework in class and not doing anything at home, because that means you're just kind of wasting the study period for doing what you could just done at home. Weird concept. It is a bit of a weird concept. Usually the mindset is, if I get it done in school, I don't have to do anything at home. However, that's a very loud car, I don't know if you can hear that. Wow. If you get the work, or in ASNA 2, you have to get into the mindset that if you get work done in school, you have an opportunity to get more done at home, or the other way around, if you don't get any done in school, you need to get more done at home. Which is the usual mindset. However, you need to get a lot more done at home than you would have if you got some done in school. If, for example, if you know that you're not going to be able to do something at home, if you don't have the time, like if you have a genuine reason for not having the time, then that's fine. For example, on a Tuesday, I have orchestra after school, which finishes at 4:30. However, I can't get a lift until 5:30 because I've got a trombone to bring home with me, and that's not fitting on any public bus where it's probably already full. So I'm getting a lift, but my lift can't get there till 5:30, which means I have to wait. So I'm going to my friend's house, and I am going to do as much work as I can in that hour. Then as soon as I get home, I have half an hour before I have to leave again to go to volunteering at my church, and then I come home, and of course Bake Off's on, which means I have to watch Bake Off. I mean, where's the time to revise that day? So I do have 4 study periods the next day, which is very useful. However, it means I'm going to have to get all my homework done before Wednesday on that Tuesday night. So actually I don't have a study period on Tuesday at all, which is kind of annoying. However, if I get a further maths or maths homework, I can just do it in study. So that's fine. That's all I have on a Wednesday. And take time to check your homework. If you're doing it in study, take your time with it, check it, make sure it's right. There's nothing worse than like going through your homework as quickly as possible and then getting it back and realising if I'd taken a bit more time with it, I could have got a much better mark. However, I rushed, didn't check, bad mark, teacher's annoyed. Finally, number 4, relaxation and refreshment. This is a weird concept, but I have found that occasionally, now not all the time, like maybe once a week or once every other week, you need to take one of your study periods for relaxation. Or there's been a really stressful day or even a stressful week and you're on Friday and you're thinking, I cannot concentrate, I can't work, I'm using this study period is going to go to waste if I don't do anything. Maybe it won't. If you are completely wrecked, if you just can't do anything, go to your study period and just listen to music. Now, put something on your desk, because if you have nothing on your desk, the teacher's going to come around and say, like, why aren't you doing anything? And teachers don't really understand the school is stressful, if you know what I mean. They kind of just go, I'm here to make you learn, you have to learn. If you're not learning, then I'm not doing my job. But, I mean, it is stressful. We all know it's stressful. We all know how hard school can be sometimes. Sometimes you just need that. You need even a half hour of doing nothing, just listening to music. And it means that if you have another study period that day, you can get back into the work. If you've got more classes that day, you can go and do those classes. And you can do work at home instead of coming home and just completely flopping, going, what can I do? I'm completely wrecked. I'm so tired. if you just take up 30 minutes out of your study period, or 25, you can really get a lot more refreshed than you would have been if you just worked that whole time. Sometimes it's just too mentally draining to keep going, and then just you fall off. You fall off the bridge of no return where you're just like, right, it's awful. No. Take the time to relax. Don't think about work for that half hour. Just like literally nothing. Don't think about work. Just listen to your music, relax, have notes, have a look over your notes. I mean, don't really look at them, but just have them there. And then you can be so much more productive later if you just take that time out of your day to relax yourself, to recenter yourself, and prepare for more harder work later. So, study is a really good way to increase your productivity in school. You can get your notes made early so that you don't have to do them when you get home, and then you can look over them at home or learn them when you get home. You've got less contact hours, so you've got more revision time, if you know what I mean. You've got less contact hours in total, however, you've got more contact hours per subject, which means there's a much higher workload, there's a much higher revision potential, however, there's a lot more pressure, there's a lot more stress. You don't need to work as much at home, however, you also do need to work as much at home so that you can keep on that extra level above GCSEs, because obviously if you work at the same level as you did at GCSEs, you're not going to get very far in A levels because they are that massive step up. So you do need to work at the level in school and at home to succeed. Thank you so much for watching this video on how to use your study periods more effectively. Okay, goodbye. Whoa, ooh, fun lights. Goodbye. Okay, car's gone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope this benefits you and you can use your study periods more effectively in school and at home, technically, because your study periods will influence what you do at home. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.